Hey SK fans, Leonix here. I'm joined by Last Shadow, now the new coach of Team Gravity. Man, how's it feel being in the States? I know that you've been in Korea for a little bit, right?
I'm like not awkward being back, but it's definitely weird, I guess. Because the last time I was here was just February last year, but it was only for like 2 weeks because of my lung disease, and prior to that, I hadn't been back in like 4 years or close to that. So yeah.
Was there kind of like this trial period of like trying out for the coaching role, or was it just like, hey, Davis, I want to be the coach. Let me be that and make your team a winning team?
I got a call Friday KST, so that would have been Thursday last week, from Davis or on Skype. Or no, he followed me on Twitter. I followed him back, and then he DM'd me, and that's how it started. Anyways, I got tested the next day, which was Friday in the States, and after that, they said they were supposed to test one more person for like the following scrim, but then they didn't do that. And then Davis just told me that they were going to wait until LCS concludes to make a decision or something. But then after the game versus TSM, they just decided to bring me on. Yeah.
Long journey. I know that I actually kind of wanted to ask you, since you have a lot of history in the StarCraft scene and eSports in general, how do you translate your analytical ability of the other games into League of Legends and for Team Gravity?
Okay. I guess this is kind of weird to answer. Basically, because I'm so diversified in games at like a professional level or something, like whether it was card games or whether it was, I guess I know I was never professional at any fighter, but I did play fighters. And then playing chess, like I tried to be competitive at chess, but it was only like a stint. And then I played poker and StarCraft, etc. So my perception of the game is probably really like abstract. I'm probably not seeing it the same way as most other coaches or analysts because I'm just thinking of so many different like analogies and like things that fall into place that only relate to other games. And like I see something in League and I just relate it to another game. Or the reason that I'm seeing it is because another game showed me it or something. So it kind of just ties into that, but I try to be very chess-like in my coaching, because I think League, since it is a, solid map, 4x4, whatever, everything's contained and everything is factual, that it can be chess-like up until mechanics. Like you can make the perfect calls, perfect rotations, etc. But if you fail the mechanics, then that's on you. It doesn't mean that the call was bad. So that's how I try to go about coaching. And yeah, I just always look for stuff to add to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just actually talked to Kopp a little bit ago, and he said that you kind of like match his play style, and it kind of like excels the team. They like you, from what I've heard. This kind of like this calculated aggression and making the right moves. Do you feel like that is like kind of like this positive overview for the team, for you, and kind of just match?
Yeah. I wouldn't call it aggression. I would just call it like calculated. I think aggression in itself is, I mean, obviously there's going to be times where you want to use it, but like I wrote something on Twitter like a week ago or something that like an immovable object is always greater than an unstoppable force. Like in the sense that like basically the only way to invincibility by nature is through defense. You can't get it by offense, right? And so the biggest weakness all Western teams have is they really suck at rotations, and they really, really suck at foresight and like understanding how the game works. In not just Western teams, even Korean teams mess up, right? But no one's obviously going to be perfect, and there's no way to coach someone to be perfect. Everyone's going to make mistakes because they're human, right? But I guess the way that I go about stuff is just I'm going to try to make them understand all the answers to every way the map can look at individual points and understanding concepts about their team comps in relation to color or gold value, item timing attacks, and like other types of stuff. So, yeah.
I know that you are in Korea and kind of have that atmosphere over there. Was there another road of taking that? I know that you're an analyst, but like, do you feel that I guess NA was your entry point? I like. For as the coaching role, or is that what you wanted to do from the get-go? It was like, oh, Gravity, 100%. Oh, sign me up tomorrow.
Well, initially in League, I had offers from Coke League teams. This is going back like a year or something, right? Or actually more than that, because I basically came into League season 4 officially. Prior to that, I just lived with a Samsung house, and I like ranked up an account to 30 and like whatever. But I wanted to play as a player, but then my lung disease and stuff happened, and then when I went back to America and I came back, Heroes came out. I thought maybe Heroes would blow up, and I basically, my finances were unknown at the time, basically. So I took what was potentially going to be a game that would blow up, because I thought I could just be the best in it because no League pros were switching and no Dota pros. And then one day I got asked by someone to coach a match or something of theirs. I did that and I uploaded it to YouTube and it blew up on Reddit. And then after a few weeks, I got messaged by the manager of Super Hot Crew, now MYM, and he basically told me that the mid laner, Selfie, was learning a lot from the videos and that they wanted to know if I was interested in coming on and coaching. So that's how it all started. And I was really taken back because I'm like, oh, why are pros not understanding this? And so that's basically how it all began.
Do you have any like comments of your former team of Super Hot Crew, kind of like what they've been going through? I know that there's been kind of like this social outbreak of what happened with Corey now. Comments on that?
The management, I don't like, I know what the public knows about Khalid, but internally I've never interacted with him or spoken with him, so I can't make any statements other than what's public, right? Michael Schnorr, who worked with SHC before, was always really good to me. Fally, really shady, and just he's a bad person. Like he is. That's factual. You know, like he's just actually a bad person. So, and that's stuff that even goes outside MYM. That's just personal interactions with he and I. The other stuff is I feel really bad for Rawless, Smimer, and Selfie. I didn't really interact with Nikolai or Nisbeth too much, so I can't really make any comments there. And I really wanted to work with Selfie, which is why that whole stint, like he almost came to NA to work with me again, because he wanted me back on MYM, and when they said no because of the online coaching stuff, then he was like looking for ways out. And I basically was going to be coaching the Roar team and stuff and whatever. The humorous thing is that the issues that, so the management aside, the issues laying inside of the team, the public apparently doesn't spot it. Yeah. So player-wise, like, I don't know. There's a really big issue, and it's what no one in the public's saying. So that's basically that. But I feel really bad. I think they're going to finish 10th in this split, and I guess Origin will take their spot. That's my prediction.
I know that this might be a little bit of a lifestyle change, but how does it feel to be in a suit for a change, like on stage, right?
No, it feels good. Even coaching, I still feel like really a part of the team. Like it's not like an outside aspect. Some coaches in other games as well as in League, they're not really like a sixth player sort of. But I think if you're really close with the team and you hold a heavy impact with the team, then you kind of are just the sixth man or whatever. So that. Yeah, feels good.
All right, LS. Shout outs?
Just everyone that supported me, basically, because they're the reason that I'm here. And everyone that has always like stuck up for me or whatever. And Sky Williams.
All right. If you want any more coverage, go to SK Gaming on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. Other than that, till next time, guys.